I think it's a little bit longer than some of the others, but it'll at least fill the void for tonight. I do want to play the Chants of Sinar. Okay, where were we last? We had docked. Did we learn anything new? No, we still have 2 entries. Signal is still busted. Is this the person that's on the ship? That's pretty cool that you can kind of see them walking around. We still haven't fixed that. Our generator's still busted. There was...
So say we all.
Hi, Demi. Welcome back. Yes, thank you, Tan. Oh right, the different plant types. Shimmer helps to photosynthesize. Oh yeah, all the bloaty ones that were... Forgot what we were doing last. We needed to go east. No. I think we needed to get something that was in the central station. There's the bloom area. Let's go east. I'm okay. One spot where you got stuck and you had to look up the solution. Was it something that you got stuck because it was like previous knowledge that you missed earlier in the game, or was it just challenging? I think there's a sample over here we can snag. These were simulate stock growth and recovery. Things that we needed to get grow. I forget what our log was. Where we needed to go. That's okay. You've been enjoying Valorant on console? How is that? I don't have my PS4 updated. Check out Valorant on console. How's that going? Are you playing on your Xbox? Yep, they were docked 6 points. I think their assistant analyst or analyst was fired. Another person was told to go home, and the coach did not coach on Thursday, and I think they have like a year of not being able to coach the national team in terms of international friendlies, I think. He was something like having to path around a certain guard, not related to any standard puzzle. Oh, it's just like a how you decided to approach it sort of situation. I know that there was more news that came out too. Like they asked the org if they could bring the drones, and then the Olympic Organization Committee or something, if they could bring the drones, and they said no, and then they brought them anyway. And it has also been something that has happened in previous years, but it was like just like either the analysts or like not immediate coaching staff doing these things to get information about the other teams. And the reason why they were doing it with the New Zealand team like the past week was they had gotten a new coach for the national team, so they were supposed to have a different strategy, and so they were worried that they would know. They brought it to Xbox but not PS4. Ah, I see. Okay. Hi, Kirby. Welcome back. How goes the puzzle games? Well, we finished the pedestrian. I didn't realize how close we were to the end on that. And then we finished a little to the left. We finished up the cabinets and cupboards DLC. Now we're back to In Other Waters. Yeah. And jumping around a little bit. Hi, Sunny. How are you? I know, we're just finishing left and right. I think it's because we made really great progress on the other ones. When we could. Let's see, series of tall pillars out of the east. Ooh, oh, but we have this drop off. I don't think we'll be able to get past it. It consumes our oxygen, I think. I forget how we activate the power boost. There we go. The turquoise haze of the open ocean stretching beyond. Okay, let's go. We're zooming. Lightning spade plants open themselves wide, welcoming it gracefully. Oh, wait, what's that? Heavily camouflaged creature. These funny feathery creatures all around these gardens. Let's start observing their movements. Okay. There's another one down here. There's another one. Feathery creatures. Complex webs that are slow to navigate. You're okay. Well, is there anything that we can do to help make your evening better? Oops. Well, I'm glad you're here to hang.
Commander, a new Cylon has joined the
Tom,
fleet.
thank you so much for gifting Sunny a sub. Welcome back. Enjoy your tiny little toaster motes. Watching the women's rugby sevens. I saw highlights from the US games. I always mispronounce her name. She is just incredible. Very, very strong ladies. And then I always forget the New Zealand. I think this is her last Olympics. I think she said that this was going to be the season where she retires. She is another beast, a legend of the game. I'm told. So many. I wish that rugby was easier to find and watch here. There's like so many things that are blocked by paywalls and or region to be on like a VPN or something to watch. I do enjoy watching rugby. I had a friend that was on the US national team for a little bit. I don't think that she plays anymore because I think she got a pretty bad injury and decided to find a different career. He gave up and paid for Peacock for a month. Yeah, I was looking at that, but I was like, I don't wanna. I don't wanna fall into the paywall junk. But, you know. Oh no. Sorry, I was tricking on a fire. Sag. I've now learned the importance of California is always on fire. I have now learned. That is contained. It's been updated. What about this one? That one's also contained. Okay, cool. It do be on fire. This pillar top is thick with waving petals, each one caked in tiny particles of golden pollen. They don't seem to reach beyond this point. Okay. We were supposed to find a signal out here, I think. Observe these plants and shades which stretch from bright green to ivory white. Ooh. There are holes around them, small plates of chitin shells glint. There are burrows, so maybe these little animal things are burrowing into them. Little woodpeckers or something. Invisible. New species. Let's go. I've named this sea silk, though I'm not sure what kind of plant it is. I'll check my notes back at the base. They really do be on fire. We saw It wasn't a big fire, but it was like right next to the highway, which caused some concern. Hi, nothing's working. Good morning. Usually we just see the smoke off in the distance. Excuse me. Creatures can swim, but very inefficiently. Ooh. Pollen collects in the creature's feathery arms. Is this intentional? Maybe they're like bees. Prunes the plants of the pillar gardens. I'm calling these gardeners. They are so attentive and purposeful. I want to know more about them. Well, let's learn more about them. Navigating the sunken islands of life. Boarding the main reef shelf. Oh, there was a sample at the other one. Let me go get the sample. How was your weekend? So new sample? Pale green strands of plant tendril from the pillar gardens. Or is it part of rock which remained when the rest was eroded away? I don't know. This game looks very intriguing. It's kind of like a text-based adventure. The idea is that you are an AI in this oceanic suit, and someone that has come looking for another someone has climbed into the suit that you are the AI of, and you're helping them gather information about this world through scanning things, collecting samples, documenting, and then you also get sort of like this backstory of this other person that we're trying to find. Delicate feather structure. Burrowing creature. These creatures are tricky to catch a glimpse of. Let's see if we can scare a few more. Scare up a few more. That means I need to use one of those. No, we need the bubbly one. Negative, not that one. I forget which one we're supposed to use. It's fine. But yeah, it's pretty good. Geo suggested this to me, and I know it's probably not a super fun game to watch someone stream, but it's a nice chill game to check out if you are wanting to, I guess, kind of explore and get some pretty cool imagery from the observations that you find. Oh no, I'm sorry, Bugs. Can you... escalate to someone, or are they just... You'll have to go into the office. Ugh. Ugh. I feel like I struggle with talking on the phone when it comes to like important adult things. And I struggle even more going into an office setting because I'm awkward as heck and I just want to do what I need to do in order to do whatever thing I'm told to do, right? And it's, I don't know, I feel like office settings really work for some people. I'm really sorry, Bugs. Is there anything that we can do to help? Are you able to like make an appointment, or is it just like first come first serve, so you gotta get there at like who knows when in the morning and wait? Are there details that you can correct or resolve online, or can you explain the situation to someone? I'm sorry. That all sounds very frustrating. You have... Hmm. I ask if you have any like old documentation, but I think I'm just the weird one that holds on to paperwork forever. Wait. Oops. Sorry. Doesn't look like there was a current, so I decided to keep going. I'm sorry, Bugs. Oh, it's this. Golden yellow streams of life shift around solid objects. Yeah, I mean, it's a very large creature. Hopefully it's friendly. Colonial life form. There's a passage inside. Hmm. Well, I don't think I have anything that will cut. Mm, back we go. I'm sorry. I really do hope you find something soon. I know it's been a pain. It's been really rough with everything. I don't understand why all of this has happened. Did you get more information about anything from your previous manager? Any little bit helps though, right? Stuff that will actually help you with what you need and whatnot. What's these? I don't know if they cut me. I don't think they do. I guess we can try and go south. Leaving behind the feathers. Ooh. That thing got scared off. I didn't catch it in time. Tendril. I hope they can help you out. Scrape away at the pillar surface, carving their burrows into the rock. Oops, I didn't read that. Keep pressing the wrong buttons, sorry. Yeah, I can imagine. I definitely don't enjoy asking for help. I mean, I don't really have family support because I'm estranged with pretty much everyone in my family. But I don't know, I feel weird asking others for assistance. I can imagine how much more weight that is with your parents, but I think you should not be discouraged from doing so if you are trying, you know, and hopefully they can see that and do not give you an earful about it. So the systems are really hecked up, you know, it's not you just giving up. only have one more sample spot left, though. Is it a root? Hi, Taken. Thank you for the burrito treat. Thank you as well, Max. You want one too, Milo? Oh boy. Thank you, nothing's working. Little gremlin get fed tonight. Almost died. By being so thick, this pillar is cut through with small holes. And on its top, a couple of shell plates catch the light. Oh, I missed. Another one of those. Creatures. Okay. So I can't really go through this next area until I get something that will cut. I don't remember. Which little thing did that. I think it was the ones that we found in the central area. Can we go back? Can I like dunk some of these samples? The gardener. Feathery, slow-moving creatures that live among the pillar garden flora. Their upper part is mainly composed of densely packed fern-like arms. Underneath is a body resting on a dense profusion of short root-like legs that anchor the gardener but also enable it to walk, albeit very slowly. As gardeners move, they also rhythmically wave their arms, though it is unclear if this is for balance or is part of their pruning action within the petal gardens they inhabit. Gardeners don't do anything fast, but they do travel between pillars using silken tendrils that grow between them. More analysis is needed to discern why and what their relationship to these gardens really is. Sea silk. The bright green plant stretches its silken tendrils and long horizontal swaths between pillars in the east reef. This plant is characterized by its fibrous, fine, and flexible strands that can be as thick as rope and as thin as human hair. Appearing almost white in sunlight, how they form their bridges and why the plant tendrils do not rise to the surface is unclear. I've observed one plant intertwined with strands from another pillars, and when these multiple strands meet, often in areas roughly equidistant from their respective pillars, they seem to form a web. I wonder if strands from individual plants are drawn to another. I don't know. It wants me to go over here. Data from the way station places Manet's remote lab in the southern part of the bloom. She's hiding something in there. Ugh. Okay, but that means we have to start at the bloom and make our way down. That's scary. Any new user details? Can I put things in here? Base, lab. Bloom bubble. Why can't I put things in the lab? Why can't I put things here? Is this saying there's no more? Why can't I like store some of my little doohickeys? Bloom veins conceal— oh, behaviors. Okay. Sampling and analyzing bubble growth from the bloom shows that they are a form of algae, but with the incredible adaptability. They have a distinct chemical structure, but notable to the study of bloom waves, it is the presence of a compound similar to domoic acid within bloom bubbles. Domoic acid is a neurotoxin known to produce memory loss and confusion in animals, which suggests the erratic and frantic feeding behavior of bloom veins when feeding is in reality a form of frenzy brought on by the consumption of the neurotoxin. How this process isn't deadly to the bloom veins is unclear. The volume of neurotoxin they are consuming are vast, enough to kill a human adult. Perhaps if I can directly examine a bloom vein, or at least its shell, I can understand their resistance. Of the pet cam. Look at that little burrito. Welcome in. Hey. Say hello. She's like, no. Hi, Miwaka. I'm sorry you had a rough day. I saw the Discord post. Bloom fans. A close analysis of the fan dust shows that the fans catalyze the bloom's microbes into massively increasing their oxygen production, to the point that the cells themselves are torn apart by the oxygen that bubbles out from within them. This is why bloom fans can be heard to be fizzing when in close proximity, and suggests that oxygen is the primary nutrient that fans acquire from filtering. Interestingly, this analysis suggests that the bloom's microbes are oxygen producing by nature and may be a form of algae. It is only their sheer density blocking their access to sunlight, which means they no longer produce oxygen but instead choke and poison the ocean. Oh, maybe we can clean it up. Meanwhile, it seems unlikely that the fans live on oxygen alone. What are the other nutrient sources might bloom fans use to support themselves? At least it's over now. Is there not like a way to protect that you from that situation? Like, is there not like some money that they lose to avoid doing what they did? Or does that just happen no matter what? Bloom froth. Laboratory analysis of the froth has shown that each large bead in the bloom froth is a single microbial colony bound by a gelatinous film, much like terrestrial, bacteria of the order Nostoscales. Sorry, I don't know what that word is. However, unlike this terrestrial species, the bloom froth displays an incredible ability to actively modify their internal chemistry to whatever conditions they find themselves in. Most bloom froth appear to have diverted to consuming metallic compounds found in unusual abundance in the region of the bloom, rather than sunlight. This has led to the bacteria outputting large volumes of neurotoxins rather than oxygen. It is this which has left the bloom both anoxic and toxic. To understand more, we need to find the source of this destructive bacteria. Ah. Okay. Can you set up something for your services, like before you even agree to do any major work, that they contract you and you are paid a minimum for your time? Because, like, yeah, now you're out $500 and you can't really get that back. Is there a way to do that? I apologize if that's a dumb question because I don't know anything about, like, realtors and what they do. So I'm sorry if that's like a dumb question. It's just not done in practice. I feel like that's because people are dumb and they take advantage of other people instead of being decent human beings. Only people were decent human beings, if only. If only. Okay, dive map. We have to go here. So I guess we go into the bloom. And then we're gonna have to find some oxygen bits. All these weavers for those beautiful nests and bubbles they weave. What would we do without them? We would die. Pollen. I have many things and I need to make room for oxygen bubbles. So that's why I'm kind of like just dumping these. I don't think that they're gonna do anything useful, but we have to go into the ouchies. Really reading the text over here because we already sort of explored this area, but we needed to find it another waypoint. Imagine. That would be wonderful. That would be so wonderful. These are the ones that give us a little oxygen. Yeah. Okay. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I think it was further south. Oxygen. Let's go this way. No more samples? I don't know how far south we were supposed to go to try and get to this potential way station. That's the spooky one. Imagine. Oops. Native studying the material, minerals, skeletons. We're getting close. But I'm running low on oxygen. So I'm gonna put one of these. It didn't do the thing. There's these that do the thing. There's those that do the thing. I need to go back here and get more samples. Nothing else out here. I wish I could see the overall map. I cannot. I think we're gonna have to get picked up. Because I don't think that I'm gonna be able to go any further. I'm low on oxygen. Yeah, there's nothing else out here. Weavers are creatures found in the bloom where they build elaborate cylindrical nests protected by bubbles of oxygenated water. Iridescent and translucent, weavers themselves are difficult to observe individually due to their size and speed. Each nest is a hive of activity, as is the fizzing skin of the bubbles that protect them, which the weavers carefully maintain. If at any point the integrity of that bubble seems to be collapsing, many weavers will rapidly respond, leaving the nest in swarms to rebuild the bubble's skin. What is that the weavers are protecting, and how are they shielding themselves so effectively from the bloom? Analysis of the individual weavers might help. Okay, so I go to the lab. These are the nest workers. Not the weavers. Okay. Analysis of weaver specimens shows them to be shelled creatures with their set of jointed mandibles, which they use to handle their threads. These threads are the most fascinating aspects of the weavers. They are silk, lined with a type of bacteria that lives inside the mouthparts of the weaver. When the threads are produced, they are coated with this bacteria, which aggressively consumes the microbial growth of the bloom. When not producing silk, this bacteria is kept alive by scavenging on the food that the weavers eat, taking their share from particles stuck on the weaver's mouthparts. However, analysis of the weavers themselves still gives no idea of what might lie in their nests. They protect these nests aggressively, but if I could find an abandoned one, it might be possible to sample it. Ugh, okay. I don't even know how close I got. It doesn't seem like there's a way to get through from the central wraith either. It's really hard to see this stuff while we're playing. far south we made it. I'll give this another shot. Excuse me. I think this is where one of the sample requests were. No, it's a bean. A bean sample. No boom bean. This is where we got stuck last time. I couldn't go further south. I don't think this is where we were. No, I haven't been here. This is maybe where Moné's been. The whole workshop. She was building something down here. It's a suit. How deep is she planning to go? These are verified for beyond 1,000 meters. I'm gonna see what I can pull from the notes and the documents here. Some of them are still partially readable. The lack of water flow must have kept them in good condition. Modifying it. Oh. Artificers. Interessante. But why go over the drop-off at all? Dun dun dun. Cobbled together from bits of the base. All of them were lost, and her work on that suit failed. Oh no. Another way. Did she make it down? Why abandon it? We can fix up the suit, we can take it over the drop-off. Perhaps Monet managed it. We need to follow. I can do this. We can do this! Let's get back outside and call in the drone. You got a bus. Imagine. Ooh, glad to see you are back online. Sorry for the rush, but we've got to move. Okay. She attempted a free dive. Wait! She attempted a free dive without a suit? Maybe she used some of the plant life here to help her. Wow. 2,000 or 3,000 meters. Insane. Finding that laboratory in the finding the laboratory in the Bloom, it is almost like working with Monet again. I still have some good memories of Kepler 62F. Hours diving beneath the ice in that crystalline ocean. Sampling the mineral deposits that Monet claimed were evidence of life. Our synchronized rhythms in the lab, working silently but in concert. Lying beside her in the too narrow berth, the creak of pack ice rattling down the base's spine. Those memories come with unwelcome ones at times. One of Monet's quiet judgment, her deep sadness, her flaring anger. For a few short months, that subglacial ocean was ours, blocked from the universe outside by 5 kilometers of ice. Its secrets were our own. But then Monet had other secrets too. It seems like I will never escape her secrets. Here I am living among them, drowning in them, picking through them in search of answers. Edge. The drop-off! We're going in! Into the depths. I have a headache. Oh my gosh, it's so dark. Yes. Oh my gosh, 1,400 meters. We're descending fast. The drop is huge! 1.5 kilometers down. Let's stay focused. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. 3 stars. Wow. Left view of my eyes. I want to work my way along the slope to the northeast. Northeast, got it. Beyond the reach of the suit's lamps, the slopes descend slowly into the dark towards the abyssal plain. Onward. Why would she freedive this? The heavy currents of the upper ocean don't reach down here, leaving the water still and silent. Sediment suspends in the column. A bioluminescent glow drifts through the silt, a faint but noticeable chemical blue. These drifting veils of material appear to be creatures of some kind. They are pulsing faintly with pinpricks of light. These silken creatures are almost transparent apart from these lights. What are they? Jellyfish! I don't know. This veil stretches away from the tangle of the group, reaching towards new territories. New territories! Diaphanerus? Diaphanerus. Veils, oh my gosh, twitch, suspend in the water. They are seeded with pinpricks of bioluminescence like they are distorted star fields. That must look really pretty. In the headlamps of the suit, I can occasionally see a vein-like texture to the surface of these veils. What substance strains them? I just want to let you know my tummy's going to be upset in like 30 minutes now. Because there's milk in that. Upsetty tummy. Through their soft shifting forms can be, though there's, I can totally read, I'm sorry. Though their soft shifting forms can be hard to see, this seems to mark the edge of one of the veils. Words are hard. Between these two veils, some clear water is visible, a temporary corridor between hanging sheets. The light veils come directly from beneath their skin. They shift from transparent to light-emitting and undulating waves. Undulating is such a good word. Monday mush for sure. The gap between the veils, is it that these are two competing individuals, or is this just a temporary separation from a single group? I don't know. Though tangled and without clear sensory organs, these creatures seem to have a strong control over their position in the water. Surrounded by all sides of drifting sheets of bioluminescence, the space is a fluid shifting interior. These things zap. Yeah. Some kind of stunning electrical shock. Oh, do I get power back? We should be careful to contact. Ah, no touchy. Got it. Centered along the veils are the remains of creatures that have been confused by the lights and caught by these transparent hunters. They're jellyfish! Wide, delicate silken panels of bioluminescent cells that work in unison to trap and digest creatures which come too close. And I'm in these strange creatures. Snare veils, I guess. Okay. At closer inspection, these veils are jeweled with the half-digested remains of other life, passing conveyor-like from one veil to the next. Could be jellyfish food. An unknown creature caught by the veil and partially digested. Give us a little bit of power, I guess. Ew. Wait, I didn't read that, sorry. Here the tangle is receding, a few of its trailing veils hanging still in the dark water like poised limbs of danger. This veil is blinking the same sequence of lights over and over. Perhaps this is a way of attracting curious prey into their grip. Da da da! Why did Monet tell anyone about this place? The life here. It's the biggest discovery in human history. Maybe because the bloom could ruin everything. I think she's trying to protect it. Maybe? This game rules, you rule! Oh, sorry. Silt is gathered around the base of two large outcrops, forming a natural respite from the steady downward pitch of the slopes. Crater Maid, Citizen Sleeper. I think that's another one that's on my list. I think if I'm thinking of the same game that you are talking about. Citizen Sleeper. It is on my wish list. Do do. Do 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 do. You're biased though? I don't think that that's bad. I mean, if you backed something and you did work for it and you think it's good. I'd be a little biased, but every game that you have suggested to me has been great. So I am gonna say that you just have good taste in games. Even with, what was the game? Egg frying PlayStation 1 graphics? That one looked really silly. Dark basalt layers rise up out of the slope like fractured towers, each jagged layer carrying drifts of silver silt. Please and thank you. Arctic eggs. Sorry. Yes. I don't understand the game. I didn't look at the trailer. I just saw screenshots of it and I was like, this is... what is this? These dark towers of angular stone are telltale signs of volcanic processes active under the press spacebar. Active under the planet's surface. Are we swimming over a volcano? What must be one of Monet's improvised remote vehicles lies twisted in the silt. Could it have been disabled by the veils? Maybe. This debris, it's one of Monet's ROVs. Wait, to my left, is that... I don't know. Human. Is she dead? She's here. She's alive. She's alive! We are reading life signs and she's breathing. That can't be right. How long has she been here, lying in the silt? We have to bring her back to the base, but I don't know. What are we gonna do? We use the ROV to boost our signal to the base, send for the drone, then we can start the ascent. Oh my goodness. We found her. Did she ingest something? Power. Oxygen. Map data. Okay, we are synced. Call the drone. Copy. Okay. 4.2 hours. Medbay. You're back. I need to talk. I'm on the medical level. Copy. She is totally unresponsive. I don't know what to do. I don't even understand how she is still alive. I keep going back to the image of her blue, silent, staring out of the silt. A thin stream of bubbles flickering from her mouth. How long has she been there? Pressure alone should have crushed her at the depth. This doesn't make sense. But she's alive. She's a fish person now! I don't know. I haven't seen her in years, not since she left, and now here she is. Do you ever imagine all the things you're going to say to a person when you see them again? Yes. I wanted to scream at her, to whisper to her, to tell her, say it! I came here for her, but I don't know why I did, but I did. I think it's because I had to hope for something to change, for there to be an explanation. For those months we spent together to mean something again. Sorry, I'm not making any sense. Humans don't make sense. It's okay. This makes twice. 2 times. She's turned my life upside down. At least this time I knew what I was signing myself up for. It's not like I had to be anywhere else. The further I am from that dying planet, the better. The previous planet that they were at, the Kepler one? What comes next? I don't know. Science. We keep going. She was looking for something out there, something important enough to leave her like this. It's our turn to take that forward to find that explanation. I think she built that lab in the Bloom to study those mineral skeletons. Artificers, she called them. Artificers? Artificers? Am I saying that right? But something was leading her deeper, beyond the drop-off. Let's start with those ROVs she sent out. Maybe they found something we didn't. I'll mark their last known positions on the dive map, and I'll be here until you're ready to go. Okay, thanks! Comatose, muscle loss, apparent, erratic brain activity, administering sedative. Maybe she consumed something. Snare veils are unique. Soft-bodied creatures that resemble a thin sheet of silk studded with lights. Found in tangles of multiple individuals. Their hypnotic swaying and flickering lights make them difficult to see in their entirety. But from my initial observations, they appear to be flat panels of bioluminescent cells which are faintly veined with both a nervous and digestive system. They'll survive by capturing creatures which swim into their surface, somehow stunning or killing them, and then digesting them on the exterior of their bodies. I've also observed veils passing prey from one individual to another, suggesting that they have some form of social interaction between individuals. Analysis of the digested remains they leave behind might give some clues as to their predatory behavior. Oops. I never thought I would see her again. Not after she sliced the core from the base on Kepler 62F and took the shuttle to God knows where. I spent weeks slowly freezing in that base, waiting for the Baikal team to come get me. After that, it all fell apart. There was never any life on Kepler-62f. Monet had faked the whole thing. She wanted the data core she knew Baikal would provide when she gave them evidence of first contact. Baikal blamed me, and my work was as a consulting biologist collapsed. Oof. Then why did you come and help her? I limped back to Earth to take a post-grad position on that dying planet. There is little need for marine biologists in a place where the only oceanic life is kept in tourist-choked reserves. That's where I stayed, watching the endless exodus of humans with enough money to leave, looking out across the dead ocean at the pinpricks of their shuttle's rocket flares. Until Monet called me, I should blame her for everything, but I just want to know why. Perhaps now, if she ever wakes up, I can ask her. What? So Earth is dying. And all the rich get to leave. Of course. Of course. Can I not learn anything else? Okay. Side map. Are we going back? Oh, we gotta go. Wow! Okay. We go. Look at that face. Look how cute. Look at the little Toby. She's so cozy. Glinting debris from the disabled ROV traces back into the sand. She looks content. I hope she is. I hope she's happy. Unmistakably, basalt formed in some volcanic trenches eons ago. This outcrop is outlined by the faint light of... I don't know how to say this planet's name. Let's go this way. East of the ridge, a small rise opens into a flat plain of dimpled silt. A featureless expanse, lit flatly by the suit's lamps. Occasional silver bubble breaks the surface of the flat silt, carrying a cloudy trail of sediment behind it. What's creating the bubbles? I narrate story games well. I feel like I stumble over my words a lot, and I don't know how to read things in a way that makes it more interesting. So thank you. Repeated trails of unknown creatures mark the sand, wandering back and forth across the rippled surface. I feel like I have like captain's logs every time I'm reading what this person is writing. Bubbles of methane trickle out from beneath the silt, crafting silvery columns weathered in the sand. Wreathed, not weathered. Sorry. Oh, so it's methane coming from the volcanic activity. Okay, that makes sense. Ahead, the seeps have created small craters in the seabed where brine is gathering in clouded pools. Oh, so we have like the depth pressure problem, but we also have a density problem. Have you seen those, like the underwater rivers and stuff? Well, that's the opposite of what I said. Well, thank you, Fran. I feel like I don't read well. My reading comprehension is not where I would like it to be. I stumble over words and I stutter, and pronouncing things is sometimes hard because my brain just doesn't see certain things the way that they probably should. Wham, wham, wham. You have good voice and cadence, sir. Thank you. These look like ouchie pools. A shimmering landscape of ghostly pools stretches out in the lamps. The dense brine sitting in the crater like undersea ponds. What is it? Is it poisonous? Brine pools. The methane seeps here must be forming them. The pools themselves will be toxic and also anoxic. Let's navigate carefully. They are beautiful, fog-skinned puddles sunk into the seabed, but they are dangerous. Oh, these are like the things that trap in... Have you... I don't know what they're called. Like, if it's also called a brine pool. But it's like these underwater craters that are so salty that it kills anything that goes in there because it doesn't allow them to breathe, because the oxygen in that little pit is like it's zero, and they're so steep that they can't get back out, so they essentially suffocate. What are they called? I think it was in the Red Sea. Okay, there's this lady on TikTok that I used to follow that talks about spooky lakes, and I got really sucked into their content because it was just very interesting, and the way that she presents the content. Also, I think she's working on a book. You should go check it out because it's pretty cool and supports a neat person. It's where I learned about these things. Right. Yeah, that's what it's called. Wait, you can put dark mode on Wikipedia now? Amazing. Wait, how do I do that? Wait, come back. I clicked out of the announcement. Dark mode. There we go. Cool. Yeah, it's interesting. Brine pools are created through three primary methods: brine rejection below sea ice, dissolution of salts into the bottom water through salt tectonics, and geothermal heating of brine at tectonic boundaries and hotspots. I think the Red Sea one was brine rejection, because salt water is colder than regular water, right? So it's super salty and it freezes more. But it's pretty spooky. There's like skeletons of like crabs and stuff in there. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at this. Well, I appreciate you both. Okay, can I use any of my fun little things to help me here? Can I like wish these away? No. Okay, well, we gotta go through this one. I didn't read that though. The seeps imprint the geological patterns of the underlying rock into silt, forming both deep pools and untouched rises. Meow. Okay, so it eats into my oxygen, as expected. I'm gonna go this way. Patterns of dents in the sand show the path of the feathery creatures that cross from pillar to pillar in slow and purposeful loops. Gardeners? Or these things? These are new things. Crab-like creature. These crawling creatures seem to keep to themselves. Let's keep track of where we find them. Okay. This crab-like creature is moving slowly across the seafloor, with a large translucent crest protruding from its back. Bristling fronds. These feathery These swaying fronds, are they a colony or a single creature? I'll start recording my observations. These feathering fronds are growing along the edge of the brine, waving their matted leaf-like limbs through the water. Waving shapes of the complex fronds caress the surface of the pool, sweeping the brine into wispy shapes. Wispy. Wispy. Each of the main limbs of these branching creatures is carefully dipped into the brine pools, one by one, before pulling back. A mucus bubble sits on the silt, shed from the back of the bubble-skinned creature, which are trekking the perimeter of the pools. Oh, the crabs? These things? On close inspection, the large translucent crest appears to be gas-filled, an organ or bubble of some kind, rising from a slit in the shell. Maybe it processes... What is that thing? Stilt-legged stone. Okay, this is giving me... What was that game that there was like crabs with like stilt legs? The underwater game that was really spooky. I totally missed what that person just said. Can I go back? Mucus! That's what I imagine those creepy crawly animals to be. Subnautica? No, it was a game. It was something we played during Spooky Month. Going back into the VODs now. I have so many VODs I have to highlight. I just realized. For both Elden Ring and all the other puzzle games we've been playing. Where do I go? Collections? I'm gonna be scrolling for a while. Narcosis. Yeah. I think that's supposed to be. Let me just double check. There was like these crab things in a cave. Yeah, it was that game. And they had like extra long legs and it was really creepy. The description of the big one right here reminded me of that. Oh, I guess the other one. Okay, let's go this way. While some pools transition into bare sand, others are choked with fronds. What is a frond? Egg. Leaf of a fern. Oh, so it's like a leafy? A spirally leafy thing? The thick hairs of each frond seems to be mottled with reddish substance. Does it grow there amongst the hairs? Along the pools of a pillar of shining bubbles rises up towards the surface. Complex pattern of pools fill the seabed, shimmering with toxic chemistry. Well, let's avoid that one. Go here. Oh, we can get a sample. Egg. Is this orange bacteria mat sampled from the side of brine pool? What does it do? Besides probably be really salty. When a limb is removed from the brine, the red substance matted into the hair seems to glow brighter, shifting in color. Maybe it's a chemical process that's happening. From the slight elevation, the gleaming surface of a huge brine lake can be seen out to the east. Let's go! The dipping motion of the fronds as they filter the brine creates a hypnotic sense of motion along the edge of the lake. It seems that the substance caked into these creatures' hair is reacting to the brine somehow. Perhaps it is helping them feed. A bank which skirts along the edge of a large shadowed pool. Good soup. Along the edge of the larger pools, the shells and skeletons of creatures loom out of the silt, victims of the toxic brine. Oh, wait! Something! Something! Fast creature. These rapid swimming lobster-like creatures have dark shells with very large translucent tails. How do they move so fast? They got little jets. Little zoomers. These creatures are so fast. I didn't get to read what you had said. I think a quality of life thing for this game would to be let me confirm what you're saying. And if I don't confirm in a certain amount of time, just wait. These rise projects out towards the vast brine lake to the east, cutting between deep pools. Oh. Unlike the shallow seep marks in the south, these deep craters plunge through the silt into bedrock. Brine pools mark the plain on all sides, densely packed around the vast lake. Vast lake. Crab-like creature. These wandering creatures noisy chew away at the rock and silt of the ocean floor, filtering it for nutrients. Here the complex pools melts into the lake, which shines with a toxic intensity. Can anything live out there? Among the ornate fronds, I can see the neon orange of microbial carpets spreading out from the pool and complex growth patterns. Brine eaters! Branching feathery fronds. I'll log these creatures as brine eaters. You can take a look at my observations back at the base. Sure. Carefully dipping their matted and stained limbs in and out of the brine. This hole cuts deep into the bedrock of the plain. Could this be caused by a seep? Looks more like an impact crater. Sample time? Meow. They really do be zooming. Zooming. What do I do with these? Oh, didn't do anything. Eh. Pools like fogs, cauldrons model the sea floor. Bacteria mats bring bright smears of color to the scene. Hi, Sage. Between the wall of the ridge and the corroded shelf is a wide strip of pale and silvery silt. This lake is bigger than any seep I've seen on Earth. The volume of methane trapped in the bedrock must be impossibly vast. Oh, I want to go here first. Go around the ouchie pool. The haze lifting from the lake and the pools all around make visibility very poor. Vague shapes flit in and out of columns of bubbles. A thin strip of sand pushes out into the lake, surrounded by toxic pools. These small banks of silt is slowly slipping away beneath the cloudy surface of the brine pools. Hemmed in by toxic pools, the small rise looks out across a landscape of deep craters and unrelenting darkness. That's a mood. Brine Lake is vast. I can't see the other side. What might be hiding within this toxic fog? Do you think life might survive out there? I think life finds a way. It's true that this planet has shifted my ideas about what is survivable. Perhaps there's something out there waiting to be discovered. Dun dun dun! Aliens. A radial pattern of depressions in the rock suggests debris expanding outward from an impact point. Oh, so maybe a meteorite slammed into the planet and then brought life with it that maybe didn't used to live here? Something impacted the seafloor here, meteors, but how could they get so deep? Some creature have left these. A creature? A mucus bubble shed from the back of a creature sits on top of a small pile of silt, as if it were an egg. Egg. Fram, you got mucus and egg. The small plain is strangely clear of creature tracks. They must not cross into this northern zone. Oh, this is a game about, you're an AI tied to a suit that I guess has been sitting in this oceany planet for a while. This person finds you and helps you, well, you find them rather, and you help them find this person that left, and you learn about that person that left them on another planet. And we're learning about this planet as we sort of go and discover stuff. Egg has been mentioned. The ROV must have been attracted by some signal amongst the pools, but it became another victim of the corrosive brine. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a text-based adventure, so kind of expect to do a lot of reading, but it's very interesting so far. One of Benet's ROVs, it looks like this was disabled by the brine. The supplies Benet equipped it with are still intact, that we can resupply. Open the terminal and let's see what this little guy found down here. Sure! The pool seemed to cover a huge part of the seabed, radiating out from the lake in ornate patterns. Whatever caused the string of impact craters, parts of it lie all around, huge jointed forms of corroded metal. You said open the map data. Oh wow, you found something big, didn't you, little guy? It looks like... Is that a wreck? Incredible. The debris field stretches all the way northwest from here. It must have been a large freighter or a research vessel. Oh no. We have to go see this thing. Come on, we can head back to the base after. Is this gonna turn into like Alien? Am I about to get a hug on the face? Here's the edge of the debris trail. Something sank here, and by the spread of debris, exploded. Big bada boom. It has been here for years, decades, and the metal is corroded to little more than a frame. That means Benet wasn't the first person to come here. Something big happened here, something no one was meant to find. An accident? This huge piece of debris has been distorted and twisted by the brine, leaving it totally unrecognizable. What a coinkydink. Bulbous red lumps are scattered across the pale sand like seeds thrown into the wind. The spars of the frame stick out of the sand like fractured ribs, bronze and other growths closing the gaps between them. All fun and games till a chest burster pops out and starts singing hello. No thank you. You missed egg. You did miss egg. The broad flat plates of the wreck sit at the right angles to each other, forming a complex of angular walls. Onward! The curved strip forms a narrow walkway between the pools besides the wreck. Warm glow lights the cracked and corroded skin of the twisted plates in sharp relief. Different individuals of the species seem to have varying sizes of bubbles on their backs. Are they carrying oxygen in there? Oops. Prawns crowd the piece of debris, some eaten away by the local grazers. Broken limbs lie all around. We could sample one of the smaller species. What's that? I'm seeing this creature take dead remains from the brine pool and decorate itself with them. Trophies of shell and bone. What is this, Game of Thrones? Trefoil petals which gather around the glowing fans of the deep. What are these petal-shaped creatures? They only grow around the glowing fans. They angle themselves towards the light like expectant children. The fan has tucked itself into the side of a vast corroded plate, forming an oasis in the shadow of the wreck. Like the fans found in the bloom, these creatures are fan-shaped filter feeders. However, these variants glow with a cold fire. Ooh. Central ecosystem. Excuse me. Meow. Sampling. But I have too much stuff. Filtering sheath of a glowing fan studded with pollen. I wonder if this will help us get through the brine. Okay, gotta backtrack a little bit. I think the other part of the wreck was northwest. Excuse me. Oh. A split in what must have once been the vessel's hull allows passage into the overgrown interior. The brine has left everything but the vaguest shape of the vessel impossible to define. We're now entering the main body of the wreck now. It's a little more than a husk. It is impossible to tell anything from these rusted plates. Whose ship was this? The local ecosystem looks to have been scraping away at this thing for decades. Nothing much left for us. These ovoid creatures sit pulsing on the edge of a deep oasis. They are glassy and soft, like partially boiled, shellless eggs. Well, you get a second egg. More transparent egg. This bay, perhaps once a cargo hold, is being scraped away at by frond-like creatures releasing flakes of orange rust into the water. Rust. Half buried in the sand, the individual seals on the equipment locker have... Oh, it must have been protected from the crash. Look! A still sealed dive suit locker. Let's see if we can get it open. Okay, I think I can lever... Yes! It is open. But there's not a lot here. Wait, this cutting torch looks clean enough to... with a little work, this could be salvaged. Oh, so we can cut through the other thing on the west... No, the east part. Let's do it and see what I can do with it when we get back to base. Ah, so they were covering up something. When close to the creatures, you can feel the pull of their strong filtering action as they absorb water and push through their bodies. Oh. Large egg. The plates of the wreck buckle and bend outward here, bent away from some huge interior force. Oh, so the reactor core exploded or something, maybe? The craters clustered around the vessel suggest an explosive force of some considerable magnitude. Most of the wreck must have already been lost to the brine. Only this section remains, precariously settled on a siltbank. Precariously. Oh. More crabs? Each one of these shelled creatures seems to have its own territorial loop, an area of the seafloor it systematically searches through. Please no pokey. These creatures seem to produce small branching buds. In the same way a hydra grows a clone of itself in order to reproduce. Okay. We're getting into xenomorph territory here, okay? Like, I'm get a little nervous. Sand, welcome back.
Say we all.
Thank you so much for the 61 months. Welcome back. Survived running Anime Fest. Oh no. How did that go? Did you enjoy it? Hey. No. Key. What are you doing? What are you doing? Welcome back. I hope everything went well. Still kind of on the fence about going to TwitchCon or not. I don't know if we've decided if we're going. Could this set of seeps have been created by the wreck's impact? Perhaps it breached the bedrock, protecting the methane below? Oh. This creature's interior sits in a sphere surrounded by a reflective membrane, bathed in light from the transparent sections in its body. I don't know what and when we will try again. Are you saying like the teardown didn't go well? Or hard work on Wednesday and yesterday setting up and teardown? Or are you saying like every year it's just as chaotic? It sounds like a lot of human interaction. Sometimes too much social interaction makes me lose my spoons at an exponential rate, and then I'm out of spoons. Crested shell sits on the edge of a brine pool. Its former inhabitant nowhere to be seen. Oh, that's the sample thing you were looking for. Spicy water. Cool. What is this? Is this oxygen? Shell striped with crests found among the brine. Oh, this is the crab shell. Crab shell. I think we need to go back this way. None of this adds up. There's a wreck here. Then where were the people? Probably eaten by the crabs. And if there were people, well, why doesn't everyone know about this place? About this incredible life? We've spent centuries looking for life outside of Earth and found nothing. I've seen so many dead planets, so many barren worlds. I've certified each of them clear of life, just so an exoplanet extraction corp can pick them clean for maximum profit. Strip mine them for the resources our ever-expanding species needs. This makes me sad. This place is impossible, one in a million, and yet it is already marked by our greedy fingerprints. Who brought this ship here? This has to be this raid Monet wanted to uncover. Let's head back to base. There's more to find, I'm sure of it. The environment has changed. Hotels' contracts become difficult. Most of the people potentially lead has thinned, or... Oh, I see what you're saying. Especially after how everything has gone. I feel like people have just dismissed COVID, but like life has changed indefinitely because of it. Yet we try to continue to do things like we did before it. It's very difficult to go back to that, you know? Well, I hope that you can get some rest from a chaotic event. I hope you enjoyed the event if you could. I'm sure those that you work with are very appreciative of your hard work. Nice. Yeah, that's still pretty good. Back to base, okay? I don't know how long this game is. Something has happened. Come to medical now. Okay. Monet is growing. I haven't dared to go in. I can't make sense of the readouts. Her vitals are unreadable, but she's still alive. She's become one with the planet. Whatever kept her alive on the slopes is changing her somehow. I've been sat here watching her. I don't know what to do. Do you think she's in pain? No. I hope so. She doesn't seem to be suffering. But then I don't know what this is. There are procedures. Every base stack is equipped with quarantine systems. I can authorize the lab to be purged. End it now. Is that still Monet? I can't. What do you think? Oh no. Should I authorize the purge? No. That's Monet. I didn't come all this way just you. We need to monitor her. To try to understand what's happening here. Thank you. I mean, we're both gonna die to facehuggers. It's fine. We can find answers together. Oh. Okay, we can do this. Hooked up that cutting torch from the debris field. I hope it helps. I need some answers. Let's find the other ROV. Is Monet still Monet? What has this place done to her? I have barely been able to leave the medical level, though I dare not enter surgery. Did she do this by choice? For those few months on Kepler 62F, it was clear that Monet was struggling with something. We never spoke about it, but behind her intensely lay a frenzied self-doubt. She never talked about her family. All I knew was that she was a rare spacer born out in the black on some orbital military base. Some days she wouldn't leave the berth, just curled up so small, staring silently out. Would she do this on purpose? Open up her suit and willingly slip into the deep? I suppose it doesn't matter now. All I can do is monitor her. At least I'm not alone. Oh. Wah! Particles! She's becoming spore. Brine eaters are hairy, prawn-like creatures that live in clumps around deep ocean brine pools. Looking like dark, overgrown ferns, they sway their branches Branching limbs through the pools, whisking the cloudy brine as they do. Each frond is thick with bristles, which are often caked in a bright orange substance that reacts to the brine contact. Brightening as it does, what exactly is this substance or does is difficult to tell, but it seems that the eaters intentionally foster its growth on their limbs using their matted hair to keep it attached. Individual eaters can be hard to isolate from the clumps they live in, making additional observations difficult. Understanding more about these creatures will require us to gather some samples. Samples! Writing is very good. So it wants me to go back out to this location. Okay. Sample request, sample request. And this is how we learn all about the things. I have so many sample requests. I think the East Reef is where we can take this torch. That's what it mentioned, having to cut through something. Error, vital signs unclear. Foreign genetic material detected. Rapid tissue growth. Error, error, error.